Welcome back. Another episode, another day, another Thursday or Wednesday, but this will be uploaded Thursday. As always, joined with my best bud, Nate, the idea guy behind Minnesota Left-Handers. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm idea guy today. I've always sort of seen us as like me as like idea guy, and you kind of like make it happen guy. So,
I
you know,
like
I think
it.
we pair well together. How you doing tonight?
Good, good. Everything is great, dude. We got some stuff to talk about. We got the Live Tour with some big names. We got Tiger Woods coming out with some press conference stuff. We got John Rahm kind of on the same page with Tiger Woods versus Rory now. I mean, some things are changing. I'm excited. We got some prize picks we'll get to, some NFL Pickems. Maybe you'll find some traction on both of those. We'll find out. But hey,
Maybe.
let's pick somewhere to start here. Where would you like to start today?
I mean, it's a live-centric episode, but of course, what are we here for? We're here for Minnesota left-handers, and we got an event coming up January 15th. X Golf Blaine, going to be 3 to 6 p.m. It's a two-person best ball, so just the same format as our fall event, only now obviously in January indoors. Best ball meaning that it is not a scramble. You and I are on a team. You get a 4, I get a 5. We write down that 4. And then as a team, we kind of compete against other teams. This is limited to the first 24 players to sign up. That's 12 teams. And the first 8 teams to sign up get a free hour of simulator time via a buy one, get one gift card that I will offer you if you're one of the first 8 teams to sign up. We are roughly 6 weeks out. So get signed up now. Get yourself on the list. You can reach out to me at mnlefthanders@gmail.com, or you can find us at Instagram, social, TikTok, any of the social medias, Facebook, Twitter. You're telling me that you're a Twitter guy now.
Yes, dude. I'm Twitter guy. Brett Relander at BRR Relander on Twitter. Get out there and follow me for. I'm always got random stuff going on. Random stuff that I love to share. And since Elon's took over, I'm all in.
Shenanigans and nonsense, man. That's what this social media is for. So I very much enjoy kind of golf Twitter. And kind of the golf side of social media. It's a fun little world.
God, it's a good place for information on just about anything, and I love Elon's direction with it. Just like a town square for community to go and be a space. You know what I mean? So I'm excited what he's doing with it. So expect me to be paying that $8 to get verified, bud.
All right, get that blue check. Oh man. So live-centric today. There's been a lot of news. There's been a few things that have come up, from new schedule to thoughts on the tour and how it's affected the golf landscape. I do think we should probably start though. With Tiger. That seems to be the biggest news anytime Tiger says anything or is at all out in public. It's big news. It was supposed to be Tiger month, and it was supposed to
His
be
event.
Tiger. We had Hero, we had PNC, we had the match. It was all coming together, and then plantar fasciitis got in the way. He wrote this on Twitter just a couple of days ago. He said, "In my preparation and practice for this week's Hero World Challenge, I've developed plantar fasciitis in my right foot, which is making it difficult to walk. And after consulting with my doctors and trainers, I've decided to withdraw this week and focus on my hosting duties. My plan is still to compete in the match and the PNC championship." Now, given what we saw last year in the 4 majors, 3 majors because he didn't play in one. Is this encouraging news for you? Is this like more like, dude, just retire? Like, where do you land?
So me and you kind of pre-talked about this. Okay, Tiger Woods was supposed to be at this event, and now he's got plantar fasciitis, right? So my immediate response, because I didn't listen to the whole presser or read too much into it on why he wasn't going. Because to me, plantar fasciitis is like, okay, whatever. Can't you put some copper fit socks on or something? You know what I mean? And apparently, it's just painful for him to walk, and he doesn't want to. Does the PGA even allow these guys to ride a cart if they're in that type of shape? I don't believe so.
So, under the Americans with Disabilities Act, federal legislation, there was something that came down that said you can, if you qualify, and there was a player, Casey Martin, I believe was his name, years ago, who had like some degenerative disease, right? And he was a good player, but he was losing his ability to walk for prolonged periods of time, and they all voted kind of on if he should be able to have a cart. And Tiger, who was his teammate at Stanford, told us just in this press conference this last week that he voted against it because it's part of championship golf, is his opinion, which is why he's saying he can hit all the shots, he just can't walk, and that's why he's withdrawing. He's not going to like try to appeal for a cart or petition for a cart or whatever. Not his thing. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to be able to walk. And so man, I was hoping to have him better off now than he was back in July or whenever the last major was, but it sounds like he did say too that this plantar fasciitis is related to that leg injury.
And he's no Tom Brady, so Father Time's catching up with Tiger Woods a little bit quicker. He's got more of a lavish lifestyle, throwing a few back and maybe get behind the wheel and trying to some stuff out. But he also has the match in the PNC Championship coming up. Now, we were looking up recovery prior to going live here, and it was like 6 to 18 months or something like that. It was a ridiculously long time for something like this to heal.
Right. But with the match, one, it's only 12 holes, and two, he's going to be riding in a cart, just as part of keeping it made for TV and fast. And then the PNC, he can be in a cart as well. And he also said, again in the press conference, he goes, Charlie's going to hit all the shots. I'm just going to be there to take the putts out of the hole. So he knows his 14-year-old's going to carry the team. So, and again, both of those, he can be in a cart. They're not PGA sanctioned events, so he doesn't mind that necessarily. And I don't know, man. I don't know where Tiger leaves his legacy here with this Tomorrow Sports League that he's got with Rory. PNC
Probably won't be able to play in it.
Right, there'll be something that comes up. But it's just like, if this is who you're going to be, that's fine. Like, people can live on the nostalgia of Tiger Woods.
Well, he's killing his legacy.
I think he's only killing his legacy by continuing to try to play. In the sense,
taking the
like,
pit money.
He like misses the cut in all four majors. I just think that's a bad look for him.
I don't think it's helping the PGA set themselves aside from LIV. I want to watch Tiger play. He's not in the hero. I mean, he's not in this tournament now. Season, what we're 4 weeks into? No, we're a lot more than that. How far are we into the season here? 6 weeks.
Yeah, early October, I think, is when the
season. So, and we haven't even seen the guy golf yet. So I mean. Play the damn game, please. I just want to watch you golf.
He draws non-golf eyeballs to the screen.
Exactly.
So,
and speaking of, okay, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, speaking of LIV.
Oh, I was gonna back to the heroes here. I got this video of Tiger hit some balls here on. It's 88 yards, okay? So these guys, Billy Horschel, Fleetwood, Max Homa, Tom Kim. you're basically hitting onto this little 88-yard platform, or platform that's 88 yards away. They give Tiger 7 balls.
Freeze. Yep.
He doesn't even hit the floating platform. Doesn't even hit it. And these guys are in the background laughing. Yeah. He drops the F-bomb in the bag. You know, his first shot, they all started laughing because he hit it. I think he hit it just thin.
Go. More club. Go.
And then after he's done, they're just giving him the business after.
This is their own event. Up to. Is that
It's like on the field, 15-yard penalty.
Zach, I know, Billy. Does that get through? It's his event. He can have how many voice he wants to have.
It's his event. He can have whatever he wants. So it's just, I don't know. Tiger, get it together, man. We all want to see you golf, so just get your shit together, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't want him to become a shell of his former self in competition golf. I'm fine with him being a personality at the PNC, at the match, at this tomorrow sports thing is going to be. Be the personality, be the face of it, but don't make a fool. Don't tarnish your reputation in the majors by continuing to hang on longer than you need to.
So, but we kind of got some things. So we're talking. We'll go LIV and then back to Tiger because we kind of got some stuff that has to do with LIV and Tiger. So
yeah.
LIV just came out with like a big announcement that they're adding a bunch of courses to their tour now. So Singapore, a big name, right?
That one doesn't stick out to me as much as the other two.
Exactly. So that's why I started off with that one, and then we'll go. What's the other one?
Mayakoba is one of them.
Mayakoba, and then Valderrama, the bigger one, Spain.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So Mayakoba is the Worldwide Technology Championship is at Mayakoba. It was actually just played. It's part of this fall series, but it started back in 2007 on the PGA Tour. So we're talking about, what is that, 15 years now of PGA Tour consistency, and now they're just skipping over to LIV. That feels like it's not just players skipping town now. Now it's courses. Now it's more than just the players. And Valderrama is even bigger news because that's a Ryder Cup venue. It's a major championship venue. No, it's not a major championship venue. Never mind. Take that back. But it is a Ryder Cup venue. And it's a staple on the European Tour, the DP World Tour. But it's gone. It's off that schedule. It's off that calendar. And it has moved over to LIV. That's going to be interesting. I don't know if it's an attempt to pull John Rahm, as a native Spaniard, but you've got Sergio, they're I've always said that's a more global league, so it'll be interesting to see how they do adding these international courses.
So I was looking at the Golf Monthly article about Valderrama, a huge loss to the DP World Tour calendar, right? And then I found this other article about that had Tiger kind of on there. Did you know that the Saudis paid $2 million to get Valderrama?
Oh, for this event?
Yes.
Wow.
That is a giant check.
Yeah.
That isn't that's a significant amount of money to and now the PGA Tour, like I said, they're gonna have to start forking over some cash if they want to get some of these, prime time. Well, hey, LIV's giving us two.
Mm-hmm.
Or the DP World Tour, I'm sorry.
Right. I don't know. This just adds another wrinkle to the unknown. I don't know where this lands now. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how these two tours end up interacting, compromising maybe not
So that brings us
compromising.
to the next thing. So you had a quote from John Rahm. I think that's where I want to go first. He started out with, I think on this side of things, we should be thankful that LIV happened. Rahm said Wednesday at the Hero World Challenge. I don't know if those changes would have happened if LIV wasn't in the picture. So to an extent, yeah, we should be thankful that LIV happened. Now, it seems to me that Tiger's kind of doubling back because he had a press conference where he was like kind of sharing the same thoughts that we had talked about previously with John Rahm about how John Rahm was saying basically, you know, there has to be a future where we collab, you know what I mean, work together to make it, and he basically talked about a future with that happening. Now, Tiger Woods in this presser is kind of not doubling back, but changing a little bit towards siding with maybe a future where these two can coexist together, but he wanted to get rid of who of all people?
The big man on campus, Greg Norman.
Right.
You know, and it's tricky because he's saying as it stands right now, they can't coexist because we don't know what the end game is. Once you sue and counter sue.
Do you want me to play the clip?
Yeah, go ahead and set up the clip. But basically, he's saying as you sue and counter sue, there's no coming together. There's no compromise in that situation. There needs to be some sort of he's describing it as a stay in the litigation. And I in that respect, I mean I agree with him. I don't know how you come together in the current landscape that we have.
Let's play the clip.
Are you gonna play the one at the 5-minute mark or so? Okay.
Where he talks about the suits.
Opportunity out there if both organizations put a stay on their litigation, but that's the problem. They got to put a stay on it, and whether or not they do that or not, there's no willingness to negotiate if you have a litigation against you. So if they both have a stay and then have a break and then they can meet and figure something out, then maybe there is something to be had. But I think Greg has to go first of all, and then obviously the litigation against us, and then our countersue against them.
So he basically says Greg Norman has to go, then your litigation against us has to go, and then he says it, our litigation will go. So he's basically saying first piece here has to be
maybe there is something to be had.
Greg has to go.
Greg has to go.
Greg has to go. First of all.
And then obviously the litigation against us.
Then the litigation against us. And then our counter-sue against them.
But let me put on my LIV hat for a second here. He talks about animosity, especially on their side. Is this the same clip that I'm thinking of?
I cut it at 45-second mark. So what is that? Hold on here.
And it's a kind of common theme throughout the whole press conference is that there's some animosity between the two, but at the same time, the LIV bosses aren't saying that their players can't play in PGA Tour events. They've never said that. They've always said if you want to go, we don't care. It's the PGA Tour that has said if you leave, you can't come back. Who in that situation is creating the animosity?
Well, obviously the PGA Tour.
Right. And that's where Tiger saying animosity, especially on their side, it makes me really question, I mean, obviously you're PGA Tour to the end here, Tiger. I get that. But it's not animosity on their side in that respect.
I mean, I think it's 8.
But on the flip side of that, the other side of that coin is that they are the ones who first sued the PGA Tour. So there's animosity there. I don't know.
Like I say, I think he's switching a little bit here, kind of going back on what John Rahm said, just to because I think he sees it that there is a future at the LIV, and there's going to have to be a collab collaboration together to make something work. And he wants the first thing to happen is Greg Norman be gone.
Which I don't quite understand. Is he too polarizing a figure?
I mean, I think there's more factors than it's. There was that meeting way back in the day when Greg Norman and Paul, drawing a blank on his name, the PGA guy.
Paul Azinger?
No.
Davis Love?
No, was that Davis Love?
It could have been Davis Love because he was like on the advisory board.
Yeah, and who's the guy at the PGA right now?
Jay Monahan?
Jay Monahan. He wasn't in that, though. It was Jack Nicklaus.
Oh. Yeah, that might have been Dean Beeman. Or it wasn't Fincham even yet. It was the guy. It was whoever.
But this was a long, long time ago. I think that's where the animosity stems from the PGA Tour towards Greg Monahan.
Are you thinking?
Or Greg Norman.
I found this on the web.
Are you thinking? Siri?
Yeah.
Are you thinking Arnold Palmer?
Yes. That's the whole
yeah.
conversation that I'm talking about, was when that whole thing went down.
Yeah, he and Jack Nicklaus, Palmer and Nicklaus, did a lot to create the PGA Tour, and Norman had problems with that and tried to create something back in like '94 that never really took off, and so I think he jumped at this opportunity now to hitch his wagon to LIV. So, but yeah, I just think that maybe there's some animosity there, but just toward Greg Norman because he's too polarizing.
Mm-hmm. What did you get at the 832 mark or 1832 mark?
That was just a little bit more about LIV. I think it's worth the 1 minute.
All right, let me pull that up.
While you're pulling that up, I didn't get too far into pulling clips from this press conference.
There's so much.
I think we could have spent an entire episode just breaking down this press conference.
Yeah.
And he talked a lot about his health, his future, and then more about LIV. And since we're a LIV-centric podcast today, I thought I'd focus on that with the clips I pulled.
Properly, so hence I missed the cut badly.
We'll go over here on the left.
Hi, Tiger. In regards to the dynamics between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf, what do you hope personally the end game will be?
Between our two tours?
Correct.
We don't know. No one knows. Right now, there's a lot of animosity, especially from their leadership, and they want to be a validated tour with world ranking points, and they're buying up tours around the world. And I don't know. I don't know what their end game is. It might be just being an official member of the golf ecosystem and being recognized with world ranking points. I think that's where their intended goal is. They've spent probably close to $2 billion this year. Who's to say they can't spend $4 or $5 billion next year? We just don't know. It's an endless pit of money, but that doesn't necessarily create legacies either.
So yeah, he talks about the animosity, and he doesn't know where it's going to go, and he talks about how many billions of dollars they spent and how many more billions of dollars they can spend, and how that won't necessarily create a legacy for these guys. But I mean, if anyone was heading in the right direction, LIV Tour is definitely heading in the right direction with these new LIV Tour events that they just Singapore, I forget the other one in Mexico there, and then one in Spain.
Yeah, Mayakoba and Valderrama. And I think you and I have been ahead of the curve on this. I think,
dude, we're getting a lot of this stuff right.
If I'm gonna toot anyone's horn, I'll toot our horn here. You've been saying for a long time it comes down to the broadcast.
I still think that needs to happen. As soon as that happens, we're going to see some big changes.
And I've always said too that it comes down to the majors. Those two things happen. The majors accept the LIV players, and they get broadcast rights to Fox or wherever that lands. Those two things happen. it's a full-on competition for, the best players in the world between LIV and the PGA Tour, because it's not a guarantee that you're going to the PGA Tour if you're some, college kid.
Now, didn't one of the majors come out and say that they're letting them play?
Yeah, the Open did.
Yeah, the Open. That's right. That's what
The other three haven't said anything yet. So we'll have to see where they land on that.
Well, so one more quick stop on the whole Tiger Woods thing. The OWGR.
Yeah.
Him and Rahm also shared a little bit of the same thing on this too, right? Was it Rahm?
Yeah, who said it's he referred to it as laughable, and Tiger
right.
said
Yes, that's what the quote was. Yep.
So it says, his quote from the press conference was, "The OWGR, it's a flawed system. That's something we all here recognize. The field at Dubai," which was the week where Rahm referred to it being laughable, "the field at Dubai got less points than Sea Island, and more of the top players were in the field at Dubai. So obviously, that's a flawed system." Rory would argue with you, Tiger. He would say that it's fine because there's more players at the RSM, at the Sea Island course that he's referencing, that Sea Island tournament. And so you have to beat more players to place well. Strength of field doesn't necessarily matter. Should strength of field matter? That's the question. That's the side that Tiger and Rahm land on, where Rory sort of differs in that respect. So, I don't know, kind of two schools of thought on that.
It's crazy where we were talking week 10, our 10th podcast, or in between 10 and 16, what we were talking about with LIV Tour and PGA Tour and stuff, to where we are now. It has gone a lot faster than I thought it would have gone.
And again, it's worth a reminder that in early 2023, Netflix is coming out with a documentary that a lot of players signed on to, which means that they were mic'd up, which means that, there's conversations, there's thoughts, there's off the cuff, conversations that generally wouldn't happen on the record. But the PGA Tour doesn't have much say in that, so they can't really restrict anything. They can't weed anything out. It's a Netflix thing. What a year to have a documentary coming out. I mean, how great is this? That's going to be like must-see TV for me. Whenever new episode, Netflix generally releases like a full batch, right? They're not going to do episode for episode. But if they're going to release, 4 or 5 episodes or whatever it's going to be, I'm in.
And speaking of kind of some crazy episodes and a docu-series, sounds like we might have to be bringing some GoPros or filming a few things on our next adventure here coming up in January.
We have an adventure coming up in January? Are you talking about the Minnesota Left-Handers two-person best ball at X Golf?
No, I'm talking about our trip to Arizona.
Oh, 2 weeks later when we go back and play golf in the winter. That's right.
Booked the flights, staying at Gila River, Wild Horse Pass, and haven't got the courses picked out yet, but there's going to be a day where we play a few holes.
Yeah, I'd like to have a 36-hole day, similar to last year.
Mm-hmm.
A 36-hole day and an 18-hole. We played Papago Golf Course, which was just a little bit away from the airport. Kind of a getaway round. But Raven's just as close. It's just south. So I wouldn't mind checking that out and finding 36 on a day as well.
We got to keep our eyes open for some good deals and get something like that Southern Dunes that we went to, or what did we other? McCormick or McDowell? Which one was that?
McCormick
Ranch.
Hitting the knee by some guy.
First time ever. I've never been hit by a golf ball on the course, and that was my first time. I just started rubbing my leg. Came through our car and hit my leg. Oh my god. Rubbed my leg. All right, as always, how we end these episodes, let's run through some prize picks and some NFL Pickems. And as we stated previously, it hasn't been your best show out here for either. But we got some tough games coming up here.
Just quick, last week was week 11, right?
12.
12?
Mhm.
Week 12, I had 6 wrong picks. Brett, you had 4 wrong picks. Although I would, when we run through these picks, make sure that you like definitively say who you're picking. Because as I was running through last week's, I was like, wait, who did he pick there? You just kind of like glossed over it. So you ask me and I give you an answer and you just kind of go, okay, and you move on to the next one. But
Okay. I'll make sure I solidify my pick. So first up, we got Buffalo at New York. That's tomorrow's game. Who you taking? Or New England, I'm sorry.
okay, Buffalo.
Same. Is that a valid answer? Same?
Yes.
And then I'll just say
Okay.
opposite with you. Okay. Pittsburgh at Atlanta.
Pittsburgh.
I'm going Atlanta. Green Bay at Chicago. Actually, I'm going Pittsburgh on that one too. I'm changing it Pittsburgh too. Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Green Bay at Chicago.
Oh. Green Bay, but like barely.
I'm gonna pick Chicago. No, I'm going Green Bay because they seem like they found something a little bit. Jacksonville at Detroit.
The Jaguars.
Same. Jets at Minnesota. Jets. Jets.
It's gotta be the Vikings.
Yeah,
It's gotta
I'm
be
going Vikings as well. Washington at New York Giants.
the Giants.
I'm going Giants too. Tennessee at Philly.
Philly.
Same. Denver at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Same. Cleveland at Houston.
Cleveland. Deshaun Watson. First week.
Seattle at LA.
LA.
I'm going Seattle.
Rams or Chargers.
Oh, Rams.
Seattle.
Okay, we're both going Seattle. Miami at San Fran. Ooh, that could be the Super Bowl game right there, dude.
I'm
You could be watching the Super Bowl.
gonna go Miami.
Same. Kansas City at Cincy.
Kansas City.
That could be the NFC or AFC Championship game. Chargers at Vegas.
Josh Jacobs, man, holy cow, is he?
Are
a
you
stud.
taking Vegas?
No,
Oh.
no, but I'm saying Josh Jacobs is a stud. Give me the. You said it's Chargers.
Yep.
Yeah, give me the Chargers.
Indy at Dallas.
Are you taking Chargers?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Indy at
Indy
Dallas.
at Dallas.
For sure. Nolans at Tampa.
Jeez. I mean, didn't New Orleans score 0 points last week? I gotta go Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I gotta go with the Buccaneers.
TB at TB at TB at TB. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There's the Pickems. I think that'll probably be your week. 'Cause I only had 2 picks that you weren't the same on. I think.
Yeah. And I'm just hoping to not be terrible. Which you're pulling up Prizepicks, I'm sure right now, but we are staying at this casino in Arizona where sports betting is legal, and I need to have a better year than last year because I had big opinions and they were all wrong.
I'm just gonna leverage my bets against yours.
Yeah, whatever I pick, do the opposite.
I don't know if leverage is the right word, but yeah, I'm gonna just take the opposite of what Nate's taking here.
But end of January like that, we should be back down there during some playoff football, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, so I hope you don't take the L here again this week, buddy.
All right, we got the hero on the Prizepicks?
Yep. Sorry, I was just looking at my L's that I took today on DeAndre Ayton, Phoenix center, less than 12 or 10.5 rebounds, and then I took Bradley Beal over on the 3 points made, and I got both those wrong. So
Why are you betting on basketball? Stop doing that.
someone at work was like, "Hey, let's try this out." I listened to him. Guess what? I'm done on basketball. Never I only do football and golf. Well, you do golf. You lose all my winnings on golf that I make on football. It's just kind of one of those things. So
It's a give and take.
yeah. So do you want to go strokes? I think we're gonna do strokes this time because birdies or better are not hitting for you.
Yeah, no.
So basically the line is 69 or 69 and a half, okay? So we got, and you know what, greens are a little bit slower in the morning, so I kind of like taking the earlier guys in the day because putting's a little bit easier than you taking the later in the day guys. So you got, let's find some of these early guys here. 10:55, 10 o'clock, Tom Kim, 69 and a half. Round one, par 72, 69 and a half. 10 a.m., you taking the over or the under?
Over. I think he shoots 70.
All right.
Or 70 or more, yeah.
Next
You got
closest
it, man.
tee time to him. We could do M or Finau.
Give me Tony Finau.
69 and a half.
Under.
Taking the under on his first day. He is the favorite to win, ain't he?
Could be. Could be.
The real question is Nate going to hit this week?
I know, that's the... Do the opposite.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm picking. I should say now that something you just said reminded me, and I don't want to give it away, but I'm doing another Minnesota left-handers feature on the 2023 majors. So that'll be out soon. Working on it, like just a recorded bit. So we'll talk about that in future episodes.
Awesome. Well, man, another episode, another day, another awesome Wednesday night spending with you. I love these moments every Wednesday. I kind of look forward to coming home and sitting down, chatting a little golf, a little sports. Nothing a little bit, can beat that. Especially, I got a surgery coming up tomorrow. Getting snipped, so I was sticking to the water this morning here. Or this night here. So, we will see you next week.
Yeah, before we take off, follow, like, subscribe everywhere on social media and YouTube. You can find us kind of all over the place. And get signed up. Again, first 8 teams, buy one, get one for an hour of sim time at X Golfs.
Cool. Appreciate it, man. You have a good night. As always, we'll see you next time.
All right.